Hi boys and girls, this is your Language Arts e-learning lesson for Tuesday, May 19th. We're going to take a look at grammar. You have the cumulative review that you started on yesterday that you'll continue to work on today and then also finish up tomorrow. So yesterday when I went over what you needed to do, I went over 2 pages, 272 and 273, so that if you wanted to do a little bit more than what was really required yesterday, you could. So today I'm going to go over the next 2 pages, 274 and 275. Even though this will include more than what you have to do today, I'm going over it so that if you want to continue on, you may do so. So let's take a look, please, 274, and we start with articles and demonstratives. It tells us to write the correct word in parentheses. Write the correct word in parentheses. So we're going to look at the last one. This or that river near us flooded. And so the correct answer would be this river near us flooded. You just need to choose the correct answer in parentheses. Also, as a reminder, I told you yesterday that you only need to do the first 3 in each section, and follow the directions given. Next one, comparing with adjectives, write the correct form of each adjective. So if we look at the example, of all the belts, yours looks good, using a form of good. So of all the belts, yours looks best. Remember, it's good, better, best. Okay, proper adjectives. Write the proper adjective that is made from the noun in parentheses. Is this Spain city Madrid? So in other words, it's a city in Spain, so then that is called a Spanish city, using the proper adjective, Spanish. Okay. Moving to Unit 5, which was capitalization and punctuation. First one, correct sentences. Write each sentence, use capital letters and commas correctly, and add end punctuation as needed. Okay, so take a good look. You have 3 sentences there, and then those will be the 3 that you'll do, so we'll take a look up here. Yes, Ted, your cousin plays well. So in this sentence, first of all, you'll need to capitalize the first word, yes. We're going to place a comma after yes. Okay, we have yes, but then we're speaking to Ted, so we have that introductory word, yes, but then we have that direct address, Ted, so we have capitalized the Y, yes, comma, Ted, comma, your cousin plays well, period. Okay, so again, you're capitalizing, you're placing end punctuation using commas where they need to be used. So again, in this sentence, we have that introductory word, yes, but then we also have the direct address, speaking directly to Ted. So yes, comma, Ted, comma, your cousin plays well. Next section, quotations. Write each sentence, use punctuation marks and capital letters correctly. Okay, so here we're looking at, again, punctuation in capital letters. So, the last sentence here. In the spring, replied Suki, flowers blossom on its stem. So, of course, we first need to capitalize the first letter, the I and in, and then we see that replied Suki. Replied means she said this. So we use quotation marks around what she said. So we put quotation marks in front of in, the spring, comma, quotation marks. Replied Suki. Okay, comma, quotation marks. Flowers blossom on its stem, period, quotation marks. Right, now, in this case, we have the speaker in the middle of the sentence. She has only said one complete sentence. In the spring, flowers blossom on its stem. That's only one sentence that she is speaking. However, when her name is placed, the speaker's name is placed in the middle of the sentence, we need to use those quotation marks around the words before the speaker's name and after the speaker's name. but only one sentence. That's why flowers does not get capitalized, because it's a continuation from the sentence she's speaking. In the spring, flowers blossom on its stem, replied Suki. Just kind of rearrange the words a little bit. It's a little bit easier to see how that's all just one sentence that she spoke, and where you would use quotation marks, it was written that way. In the spring, flowers blossom on its stem, replied Suki. Then you would just have quotation marks before, in, and after stem. But here we have the name in the middle of the sentence, so we also have to put the quotation marks after spring and before flowers. But we only need to capitalize the I and in, because that's the first word of the sentence and that's the first word in the quotation. Right? And of course, you know to go back to the pages listed for additional help, page 194, so you can go back and look and see how to use those quotation marks when the speaker is at the beginning of the sentence, the middle of the sentence, or at the end of the sentence. All right, the next section is abbreviations. Rewrite these groups of words using abbreviations for the underlined words. So you need to write the whole phrase and then just use abbreviations for what is underlined. So here you would have 129 Essex Road, and so then you would abbreviate road, capital R-D period, then comma, because then we have the C and state, Austin, comma, Texas, capital T, capital X. Okay, and again, you need help with any of those abbreviations, go back to page 196. If you can't find them there, you can look them up, but I'm sure looking at these, all of these are there on page 196. The next section is titles. You can refer back to page 198. You need to write each of the titles correctly. So just a reminder here that with titles, I always told you that if it's something long, and by long meaning like a book is something that's long, it's not just one page, okay? It's the whole book, the whole magazine, the whole movie, okay? Those things get, those things you would underline if you are writing it. If you're handwriting it, you would underline it. If you are typing it up, then you would use italic font for those. And those shorter things are the ones where we put quotation marks around. So when we have a chapter of a book, it's quotation marks. The title of a book, underline. Okay? When we have an article in a magazine, one article, we use quotation marks. When it's the name of the whole magazine, it gets underlined. Okay, so I always tell you, if it's the whole thing, if it's the bigger thing, that's what gets underlined, and the smaller ones where we use the quotation marks. And again, you can refer back to page 198. So if you were doing number 104, Los Angeles Times, they're telling you that's the name of a newspaper. Name of a newspaper, it's the whole newspaper. So it gets underlined. You would capitalize Los Angeles and Times, and you would underline it. Again, if you were typing it, then you would use italic font. But when you handwrite it, you would underline it. Okay, over on page 275, Unit 6, Pronouns. And we start in the first section with the subject pronouns, object pronouns, and possessive pronouns. All right, so it's write each sentence correctly. So number 109, Maria thanked Lou and me, or Maria thanked Lou and I. Okay, in this case, it would be me. And how do you know? Because you would say Maria thanked me. Maria thanked Lou and me. Remember, whenever you have something that's that compound, when you have, two things joined with and, you can often eliminate part of it and see what sounds correctly. For example, as I did here, instead of doing Maria thanked and then trying to figure out, is it Lou and me, Lou and I? It's a little bit harder sometimes to hear it that way. So we eliminate the other person's name, and we can just hear Maria thanked me. And so you're able to, immediately when you hear that, you're not going to say Maria thanked I. Okay, that's not correct. You can very easily hear Maria thanked me, you know that's correct. So now you can put in the other person that she thanks. Maria thanked Lou and me. Just makes it sometimes a little bit clearer and a little bit easier to tell which is correct. Double subjects. Remember that when we've already used the name of the subject, to right after the subject use a pronoun is incorrect. 114, his job, it makes him late. We just named what it is we're talking about, his job. So we don't need to use the pronoun right after it, because remember, a pronoun takes the place of a noun. We just use the noun. We're not looking to replace it. So his job makes him late. So you eliminate the it, or as we like to say, omit the it. Okay, we and us with nouns. Write each sentence using we or us. All right, so here we have 119. Would we say we reporters made notes or us reporters made notes? Okay, again, if you took out reporters, what would you use? We or us? You would say we. We made notes, so therefore we reporters made notes. Okay. Unit 7, adverbs and prepositions. You have two of them here. Continues up at the top, the next column. So let's look at the last one. She said he had done good or he had done well. Okay, she said he had done well. Remember that you're going to use good as an adjective. It's going to be used to describe a noun. You did a good job. That was a good story. We had a good time. All right. Otherwise, you use well, right? And you also use well when you're talking about someone's health. He is well, or he does not feel well. Negatives. Rewrite each sentence using only one negative. Cannot have those double negatives. Here we have won't no one help me. Won't, you're saying will not no one. Okay, that not no are your double negatives. So it's either going to be won't anyone help me. Okay, won't anyone, not no one. It would be anyone. Prepositional phrases. Write the prepositional phrase, underline the preposition once and its object twice. Okay, so number 134, people are fooled by her. The preposition is by, so you're going to underline that once, and the object is her. By who? By her. So her gets underlined twice. Again, refer back to the pages that are listed here. If you're not sure about your prepositions, you're having trouble remembering what the prepositions are, go back to those pages, please. Look for the chart with the prepositions. Okay, and then go back even into the lesson with the prepositions and the objects. All right, and the last section here is adverb or preposition. It says to copy the underlined word and label it adverb or preposition. So the last sentence here says reporters walked over. Over is an adverb. Remember, it's a preposition. It's going to start that prepositional phrase. Okay, a preposition goes into the prepositional phrase. And here it's just reporters walked over. It doesn't tell us, where they walked. If we said reporters walked over the bridge, then over would be a preposition because the prepositional phrase would be over the bridge. Over what? Over the bridge. But here it just ends with over. Reporters walked over. So that's how you know it is an adverb. If it was a preposition, it would lead into that prepositional phrase. All right, so again, all 4 of these pages need to be completed by Wednesday. That's pages 272 to 275. I did the first 2 pages with you yesterday, reviewed the directions and what you need to do. Today I'm doing the second 2 pages so that if you have more time, you can continue to work on it to get it done, because all 4 do need to be finished by Wednesday. So if you have any questions, or if you're not sure about any of this, please make sure that you reach out to me so that I can help you with it. And of course, refer back to the pages that you're given here for additional help. Also, please remember you are only doing the first 3 in each section. The first 3 in each section, but you do need to follow the directions as they are given. Please make sure you're writing neatly and that we're able to read what you've written. Skip spaces in your work because that makes it easier for us to see. And as I mentioned yesterday, please make sure that you are numbering the questions that you're working on with the numbers in the book. Okay? I know it's going to seem like you're numbering in a crazy way because you're just doing the first 3 in each section, but please, we really need your answers to match up with the number that you are working on, not the number you think you should have on your paper. Okay, so please be careful how you do that. All right, and then also for today you have spelling, and that's workbook pages 119 and 120. And for wordly wise, you need to complete the worksheet for lesson 16. All right, okay. Again, any questions, please reach out to me so that I can help you. And don't forget to keep on reading so you can get your AR points by Wednesday. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.